Whisper to the Ferns, January 9th, 2021. I want to show you how to make prints of ferns on paper using only natural and recycled materials. Ferns are challenging to make prints from. They don't always contain much usable pigment. After many failed attempts, a method was developed using iron and tannin, a form of resist. I'll show you. First, we have to forage the ferns from the valley. This is one of my walks. Though it's winter, ferns stay green alongside the moss and lichen. These are my kin. When I find a new plant, I greet it. I whisper to the ferns.
Hello. My name is Jared.
I do not take first the last I see. I only take what I need.
Thank you.
Now that the ferns have been gathered, let's assemble the ingredients. This printing process relies on the reaction between iron and tannic acid. Our source of iron is found all around us, in the form of nails, tools, wire, mesh. The reclaimed metal must be processed into old fustic, iron tea. As for the recipe, the base form is simple. Fill a wide-mouthed jar 3/4 of the way full. Add pieces of found iron, a few copper pennies. Pour in a glug of vinegar. Steep for 2 weeks. For a tannin source, I use oak galls. They can be found laying around oak trees, generally in the fall. When the time is right, we'll go looking for them. The preparation of oak galls is straightforward. Grind to a powder, cover with an inch of water, and simmer for a couple of hours. This is now called the liquor. What happens when iron meets tannin? Tannin exposed to iron blackens. This is the magic. Allowed to sit with the lid off, the mixture will oxidize, turning darker still. To make ink, experiment with mixing the two. Once settled, excess water will float to the top. Decant and jar. Before printing, the paper must first be prepared. I'm using small sheets of watercolor paper. Too big and they won't fit in the pot later. Medium to heavyweight paper holds up best to boiling and steaming. Papers of lesser constitution have been known to disintegrate into the dye bath. The paper is torn to size and soaked in tannin. In addition, I've torn similar pieces of canvas to the same size. The canvas is then soaked in the iron. Let them soak until saturated. We are now ready to print. The paper and canvas does not have to be bone dry at this point, just not soaking wet. This part is like making a sandwich. The layers go like this: parchment, paper, fern, canvas, repeat, one layer on top of another, until you have a nice stack that is still thin enough to roll. When you're ready to move forward, roll the stack up tightly and bind with string, then tie it. The bundle is then delivered to a steamer basket. Pour an inch of water in the bottom of the pot, add the bundle, bring to a boil, cover, and steam. Adjust the heat if needed. They won't need to steam long. About 20 minutes will be good. Time. Once finished steaming, retrieve the bundle, cool for a little bit. Cut the string and carefully remove the prints. Alethea. The images are soft and faint at first, though as they breathe the air, the color deepens. Hang to dry. Iron gently under a cloth or press between books overnight to flatten. In the end, 3 were kept. The rest were added to the recycle pile. The ferns still whisper in the valley. When I look upon these prints, whispers were called. To print a fern is to record that voice. Let it speak. I don't tell the story. I listen for it, collect, and recollect. The words are faint, and the paper yellowed. But something is there that was not before. On to the next.